2 years ago, when we put these two handheld juggernauts up against each other, based on what the features and hardware promised, we gave the prize to the Vita. Now, 2 years down the road, both systems have had the opportunity to deliver on that promise, so let's see how they've done. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're reduxing our showdown between the Nintendo 3DS and the Vita.
What does Vita mean? Vita means life.
Round 1. Layout. Since we last put these two consoles in the ring, both systems have received significant redesigns. The first overhaul was the 3DS XL. It still retains the clamshell design of the original, but rather than a glossy finish, the shell now sports a flat, matte finish. Nevertheless, it sports a much bigger D-pad, while the stylus has now been moved to the side rather than the back, and as such, is much easier to reach. Its other new model is the 2DS, which was designed to be a budget version of the system with kids in mind, going with a slab design rather than a clamshell, though without anything to protect the screens, Nintendo suggests you buy an extra case for it. The Vita's second model is the Vita Slim, and at first glance, the two systems look almost identical. It's only when you put the two side by side that you realize how much Sony has trimmed off to make the system more portable. Which is because if a portable system isn't portable, then what is it? While the XL can still fit into your pocket, it's still pretty bulky, whereas Sony remembered the best way to carry around a portable was to trim bulk, not add to it, so they retained their point. Round 2. Technical features. Last time, the Vita took this entry with ease, but now with the redesigns, we're expecting some changes. The graphics and processing power haven't changed, so the Vita is still stronger there. But while the XL does have a bigger screen to match the Vita's size more closely, the resolution is still the same. Though its 3D now has a wider tolerance field before things get blurry, tilting the screen during intense play will still give you a headache pretty fast. The Vita Slim no longer has the beautiful looking OLED screen sported by its older brother, but it still has a wider aspect ratio than the 3DS and a better resolution. In terms of battery life, however, the 3DS XL and 2DS both add about half an hour of extra battery life over the original system, whereas the Vita Slim, since it no longer has the power-hungry OLED, now dwarfs all other systems with almost 6 hours of play. The Vita retains this point as well. Round 3. Cost. As they stand now, the 3DS XL and the two Vita models share the same recommended retail price. Some models come bundled with digital download codes for a bundled game, and go even cheaper.
ゼルダの伝説神々のトライフォース2と同時に発売される
Comparing the top tier models ends in a tie, while the cheaper models do offer more options for consumers. It also doesn't help that the Vita has another hidden cost in terms of storage, as Sony opted to use expensive proprietary memory cards, compared to the 3DS, which uses more widely used SD cards. The 3DS is still the more affordable and consumer-friendly system here. Round 4. Online and features. Last time, the Vita took this round, but has the 3DS stepped up its game? Both systems now support video streaming services like YouTube and Netflix, as well as the ability to play music and take pictures, even though the cameras suck for both systems. The Vita also has the ability to store and watch videos. The 3DS does have a dedicated video player, but it's restricted to streaming a selected library. With extra features, the 3DS has had some major improvements. We disregarded Street Pass as a novelty when it came out, but since then, the feature has grown to become a whole new gaming experience altogether, even spawning meetup groups around the world thanks to games specifically designed to use this feature. The closest thing the Vita has to this is the Toro Friend Network, but it's a single game, whereas Street Pass is integrated into a slew of major 3DS titles. 3DS's online features have also been improved, now including its own social media network in the form of Miiverse, which was introduced on the Wii U. Overall, while streaming PS4 games to the Vita sounds like a nice theory, a mobile console is at its strongest when it's out of the house. Thus, 3DS still takes this round. So now it's all tied up, time for the most important element of the two systems. Final round. The games. The Vita's best exclusives since the system came out, in the form of Gravity Rush, Killzone Mercenaries, Uncharted Golden Abyss, and the amazing Tearaway, are not exactly a thrilling selection. The problem is that most of the Vita's other standout games, like Persona 4 Golden, Rayman Origins, and Guacamelee, are ports from other systems, often available for cheaper.
Unmanageable. An utter loss of face for the Magic Peoples, of course.
Sometimes, in cases like Borderlands 2, the games are greatly inferior to their original offerings. The 3DS, on the other hand, has had a stronger lineup of exclusive retail games, with the likes of Pokemon X and Y, Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, Mario Kart 7, Animal Crossing New Leaf, and Fire Emblem Awakening, like many others.
So be it.
Those 5 games in particular are even good enough to buy the system for. While on the indie side, its offerings aren't quite as strong as on the Vita, but because of the system's unique design, there are some games that you won't be able to find anywhere else. If the Vita had more games like Tearaway, a game that's only possible with the Vita's features, we'd be all over it. But the 3DS's library as a whole takes advantage of the system's unique features much better than its competitor, meaning that it clinches the final round. Winner, 3DS. Thanks to addressing its launch issues and giving us a fantastic library, the 3DS has reclaimed the position as the superior handheld. Okay, console fanboys, now that our comparison is out of the way, feel free to duke it out in the comment section.
Pile it on, I can take it.
And for more contentious videos, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.